So my first ever bike is dead. My beautiful little TZR 125R that I really loved and enjoyed is dead because the engine seized. I was going straight, thankfully I was going straight. I was doing around 70 kilometers per hour, which is I think like 40-ish miles per hour, and all of a sudden the bike jerked and make this very weird something sound. So I got scared, pulled the clutch in and coasted to the side of the road. The engine wouldn't turn over again, so I tried pulling out the spark plug, and immediately I noticed on the spark plug specks of aluminum, and I knew that I wasn't riding that bike home. Why did the TZR fail? Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. It's a two-stroke. I'm pretty sure it lost lubrication and the engine seized. Maybe the fuel oil pump failed. I have no idea. But what's interesting is that I wasn't devastated by the fact that I wasted so much money and effort and time getting that bike rideable. I was devastated because now I was without a motorcycle. I'm a total newbie rider. My entire motorcycle riding experience consists of the 270 kilometers I managed to do on the TZR. That's all. But I'm honestly enjoying riding so much that I can't imagine a summer without a motorcycle. So I pretty much started panicking and looking for bikes, for sale online, going through ads, and I couldn't find anything locally. So then I started, thinking about people I knew that owned motorcycles, and there's basically just one person. The person that owns this beauty. And this is a Ducati 900 SS, a motorcycle that opened my eyes to many things and completely humbled me. It belongs to a very good friend, and I know that this bike is in good condition, so after panicking because I didn't have a motorcycle, I offered to buy this bike. But my friend told me that I should take it for a little test ride before considering to buy it. Now, after riding the TZR, I did pick up, a bit of confidence, and I felt pretty good on the TZR, and I didn't feel stiff anymore. I didn't panic. So I, started thinking that, if I can ride one motorcycle, I can ride any motorcycle. So I picked up the Ducati, and after about 2 seconds, my world was completely, turned upside down. I couldn't believe how different the Ducati was to the TZR. And the bike is an absolute joy. It's an absolutely amazing machine, but at the same time, it's also horrible for what I need a motorcycle, to do. And I realized that after riding the Ducati. First of all, the clutch is a dry clutch, and it's very stiff. The feeling is amazing. It's perfect, but it's very stiff. And after about 15 minutes riding around town, you get really tired. The shifter made the TZR shifter look like some agricultural piece of junk. I mean, the Ducati shifter is it's like there's 1 millimeter of movement, and there's this like perfection of shifting. But other than that, the bike is brutal, and it made me feel completely out of my depth. One of the key reasons for that, and it took me, a bit of time to realize that, is that the Ducati is 200 kilograms. By modern standards, that's not really that heavy. But compared to the TZR, which is 105 kilograms, that's twice the weight. I mean, it's like 2 TZRs. And the sound is also absolutely addictive. It took me like 2 minutes to figure out why people love 90-degree V-twins so much. I mean, you just wanna, open up the throttle so you could hear the sound. But unfortunately, my little journey with the Ducati didn't have a happy ending. When I was going back to the parking lot where my test ride started, I wanted to put the bike to a stop, so I tried the rear brake. And it felt kind of mushy. It felt like the bike wasn't slowing down fast enough to what I was used to with the rear brake. So I went for the front brake, and the next thing I knew, the bike was on the ground. I was totally lost, totally shocked. I had dropped and damaged this beautiful, brutal, rare Italian machine. Scusa, bello, scusa. I had no idea why or how it happened. It just did. But the owner is an amazing person. He wasn't even angry or anything, and he even egged me on not to get scared of the bike and, you know, ride it a few more times, you know, because usually events like that leave like this aftermath and you can't ride, you know, nicely again. So I mustered the courage, and I did. I actually took the bike home to my garage, rode it again once more, because I honestly didn't want to admit defeat. I didn't want to feel like this bike had beaten me. It's gonna be loud here, so let's move this way. I didn't want to admit defeat, and, you know, I tried again, and I was really careful with the front brakes this time. But after about 20 minutes, I realized that the bike is beyond me. And that sometimes it's, you know, you gotta admit defeat. You have to know when to admit defeat, because at this point, with my absolutely minimal experience, it's not time for a 900cc air-cooled Italian monster. And I also realized why I dropped the bike after riding it again. I dropped it because it's heavy. I was used to wrestling into submission a 100 kilogram bike, and anybody can wrestle the TZR 125 into submission. If you feel like, you know, it wiggles a bit, it's gonna drop, you can use your own two hands and keep the bike stable. It's that light, it's that easy to handle it. But you can't do that with a 200 kilogram Ducati. And, you know, you also shouldn't, you know, get panicky with the front brake, because those front brakes bite really, really hard. And the ones on my TZR simply didn't. So I learned a very important lesson in the hardest way possible, but that's probably why I will never forget that lesson. So yeah, now the bike went back to its rightful owner. But it also taught me a very important lesson. And armed with all that knowledge, I decided to start looking for my second bike, and just a day later I had bought it, and now I'm going to show it to you. And here it is, my second bike. Before I show this to you, I'm gonna need just a little bucket before I show it to you. I don't really have a bucket, I have this bowl, but it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be totally appropriate. Now what this is a Honda, just let me show you the name, Honda Dominator. Now, in the rest of the world, this bike is called the NX250. There's also an NX125 and an NX650. But in Europe, apparently, in Honda's marketing department, somebody was into S&M or whatever, and this is called the Dominator. Now, here's why I got the bucket. The bike actually comes with some very interesting messages that somebody plastered all over the bike. So let me show you. Okay, so the first one we have is, I really love you, so please don't kill me. I'm assuming whoever put this on here addressed the bike, and he's asking the bike not to kill him. Okay, that's... Next one is, I ride to escape from this world. I ride to find peace in myself. I ride to feel free and strong. Of course, there's the obligatory monster sticker. Why do people put monster stickers on their bikes? I mean, I'm just being subjective here, and maybe I'm wrong, but are you somehow affiliated with this company? Why? It's like putting Nike or Adidas or, I don't know, IBM. Why would you put a brand on your... I mean, yeah, but there's more. That's just the start. And this one's my absolute favorite. It's in the local language, so I'll have to translate it for you. Being a biker is so much more than riding a motorcycle and wearing black jackets. It is what you feel in your heart and your soul. Never try to explain it, because they will not understand. is why I got the bucket. It's gonna be a big one. I mean, I'm just exaggerating here. I mean, but also there's a Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. I mean, I understand the sentiment of this, but I really don't get why would somebody plaster this all over their bike. But here's the good news. These stupid stickers are the only thing that's bad about this bike. And in addition to the Ducati, this bike was the second major and probably even bigger opener for me, eye opener, for me as a newbie rider. Okay, that is a lot harder than I expected, but at least one is off. There's going to be a lot more work to remove all of them, but yeah. What I wanted to say is that I think this is the ideal first bike for many people, myself included. It's lightweight, it's nimble, easy to maneuver, it should be reliable, it's a 4-stroke, it's user-friendly, you know, it doesn't have too much power, too little power, you could also take it, you know, off-road if you want. It really ticks all the right boxes. It does everything. It's also comfortable. You can ride it for hours. That's really important, you know. You can rack up experience easily. It really does it all. But I ended up with this bike after making a few costly mistakes, you know. But I think that's okay. I know they say that you should learn from other people's mistakes, but I was never really good at that. I mean, and this is because even if I purchased this bike as my first bike, I would definitely continue to yearn after sport bikes. I would look at, you know, sport bikes for sale. I would still try to buy a sport bike because without experiencing, I wouldn't know what it is, and I would think it's the best thing in the world and I gotta have it and I gotta try it. And, you know, that's okay, because when you want something, you should go after it because, you know, that's who you are. I mean, in the long term, it might be a bit more painful to always go after what you want, you know, what you really want without listening to, you know, what other people say. It might lead to some mistakes, but, you know, that's okay. You won't have regrets of unopened doors when you look back. And the result is that you will, as, you know, Frank Sinatra says, be living your way. And at least in my opinion, that really is, you know, the best way to live. Yeah. Now, what I want to say also is that today we're going to do something else, and we're going to be taking this bike off-road. It's going to be my first ever attempt to do so. So let's go make, you know, some small purchases, and then let's go off-road. So I picked up a bunch of fun stuff nearby, some drinks, there's some cool snacks, a single-use barbecue, a blanket. Let's go. This is fun. I don't know why, but it's fun. Off-road champion, that is who I am. Whoa, that was a big bumpy. Bumpy in my... Oh, what the fuck, what the hell? What do I do now? It's a real challenge for an off-road champ. I'm gonna jump over it, okay? Everybody ready? Ready? You're about to see me jump over this tree. So how do you do it? I just like jerk the bike upwards or something? Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna jump this tree like the off-road champion that I am. Jump in that tree. Let's try going around. Yeah. Let's try going around. Come on. Work that clutch. Okay, we are now. Man, this is fun. I'm like going wherever the hell I want to. I'm gonna drop the bike like any minute. That's what I feel like. Like any minute, but who cares, man? It's like, maybe I can try catching it or something. I should have removed all the plastic or whatever. I need like frame sliders that are like 1 meter long on each side, and they have like a little wheel at the end. Yeah, that's what I need. The stuff that kids have on bikes. That's what I need. Oh, look at the, oh man, shit. But I don't have the courage. Sorry, guys. You're watching an idiot here, not some pro. That's it? Done? Oh no, there's more. Shit! It happened. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're back. There we go. Okay, we can go left or right. Let's try left. It's downhill. I feel like downhill after this little episode. Let's go. Let's go, fool. Oh, it's been wet here. I'm gonna get all muddy now. And I'm gonna do a bunch of selfies. Man, I'm off-roading. This is fun. Where the hell is this going? I've never been here in my life. This is adventure. This is adventure. I'm having fun. Like, big fun. So glad I remember to like turn here. Okay, let's give it some throttle. Let's empty the female genital organ. Let's give it some throttle. Oh, there's a branch. I touched the branch with my helmet. What the? We're gonna end up on the road? Like back? No. I'm a wild boy. I don't do asphalt anymore, man. I'm a wild boy. Give it the damn throttle. Why am I not giving it enough throttle? Yeah. There we go. I was in second gear. Can't believe that. I don't think I was. Who cares? Throttle. Okay, we're learning. We gotta learn. Nobody was born knowing how to do this. And we're gonna learn. Throttle. Holy shit. It's dancing. I want to go down, but I stayed on it. Off-roading is tricky. Off-roading is seriously tricky. But it's like incredibly fun. But it's still managing. Throttle. I really admire the people that do this at like crazy speed. Okay, it's getting really bad. Getting seriously bad. The road here is like horrible, but I'm staying on the bike, man. Let's slow down. I'm starting to lose it. Let's slow down. Breathe. In neutral. There we go. Oh, stretch a bit. Feel the mountain air. Okay. Let's keep going. Easy does it? It's like kind of tough, but also incredibly fun at the same time. I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of comments, people telling me I'm an imbecile when you see the kind of tire I'm doing this with. I don't think I'm gonna manage up this one. I'm gonna stay in first gear. Okay, let's do it. Fuck. Let's do it. Do it! Oh my god, I can't believe the bike is doing it. What an awesome machine! I have no idea if the camera is doing it justice, but that was pretty steep. There's a branch. Let's go over the branch. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna need to censor half of this video on the bike. Okay, it is. Oh, I am jumping like a... Let's keep going up. Come on, shitty tire. The tire is, I'll let you know, it's not an off-road tire, first of all. And second of all, it's from 2017. Holy crap, and the road just keeps on going. Just keeps on going with, okay, it's gonna join the road, but that is good. This is the right amount of fun. See, I got some approval from these lunatics. Let's go back into the ditch. Okay, let's go back to that barbecue spot. I need a break. This was more than enough for my first time. Oh, this was fun. A sport bike can do. Okay, as promised, my rear tire, as you can see, totally a road tire, definitely not enduro anything. And I'm gonna find for you the date, 2017. Let me show you the stuff I managed to pick up nearby. Not much for selection. I wasn't really planning any of this that much. So we have, as you can see, the emphasis is on the local products. We get some local water from the town or city of Teschen. We got some sausages from Tuzla. We got some chocolate strudel. We got some artisan bread from a nearby bakery. And this is the absolute star of the show. I'm very happy to find this nearby. This is goat cheese in olive oil. Now, if you're sort of a picky eater, you know, and you like bland foods, you're not gonna love this because it really packs a punch. But if you love cheeses, this is really good stuff. Like, I'm a big cheese guy. I like pungent cheeses, you know, that pack a punch. And Bosnia has many of these, fortunately, so I'm always enjoying them. So now we're gonna try to start up the glare there, the one-time use grill. I have never used this in my life. All I have to do is this. I suck at grilling, at starting fires, and okay, it's actually working. The sausages are sizzling. See, very fancy. They're probably gonna smell like gasoline or something. But who cares? I'm really hungry. Okay, the sausages are done. I'm gonna let them cool. And yeah, a response to my previous video. Now, I got a lot of comments, people telling me how I got the wrong bike as a first bike. How I got, how me riding without doing, you know, a lot of research online or advanced courses or whatever, how that is a mistake. And so on and so forth. Now, I totally understand this, but from my perspective, there is no wrong or right first bike. I mean, who says that this is the right first bike? It's just a more comfortable first bike. The TZR was a totally okay first bike, and there is no, in general, for me, the concept of right and wrong means different things for different people at different times, or even it means for, you know, it means different things for the same people, again, at different times. So, you know, I learned a lot of stuff from that TZR. I had fun, I had a nice experience, you know, I don't regret it at all. I don't even regret the, you know, the engine being seized. Also, there is an update. I learned that the cylinder hasn't seized. It seemed that something, a foreign object, somehow got into the engine somewhere. We removed the cylinder, it's not seized. So we'll see. I don't care. I'm gonna fix it up. Maybe ride it some more, maybe sell it, maybe whatever. Also, some people told me that the TZR is like a rarity, you know, a very rare, precious machine that shouldn't be ridden, that should be, you know, kept safe or whatever. Honestly, I'm not a museum. You know, there's museums out there and they keep bikes, you know, so they aren't lost to time. You can see all of these bikes. I do not have the duty to keep a bike into a museum, you know, as a museum piece. The mission of every vehicle is to be ridden and to be enjoyed, and I think it's sad if you just take something and keep it somewhere, you know, so you could show it to someone. I have this rare item. I mean, its value to me is zero if it's not being used for what it's meant to be used. The internet is a very valuable and precious thing, and we should use it, and I'm using it, and it's one of the greatest inventions of humankind, and it's making our lives, you know, better and easier and everything, but it's a double-edged sword, like everything. If you let the internet start deciding how you're going to live your life, I think then that isn't the correct usage of internet. Because, I mean, I read a statement somewhere recently. It says that it's funny how in the early days the internet was a place to get away from the world. Now the world is a place to get away from the internet. I really love this because, I mean, how did people learn to do things and experience things before, you know, when there wasn't any internet? You just did things, and sometimes I just like doing things. I do not want to. I don't think everything can be put into words and an explanatory video. For example, counter steering. A lot of people commented on how I should have mentioned counter steering and how it's important. Honestly, I don't think you can explain counter steering with words and a video. I mean, you're counter steering all the time. You cannot turn a motorcycle at speed through a corner without counter steering. I mean, and when I tried doing it, you know, the definition of counter steering, I realized immediately that I was doing it the entire time without knowing it. It's a subconscious thing. Every child that, you know, that's riding a motorcycle is counter steering it, you know, as soon as they become a bit better with the bike. It's an essential thing, and talking about it, you know, making videos about it, I don't think it's really gonna help anybody until they actually get on the bike and do it and realize that they're doing it, or, you know, or they're doing it already anyway, which makes the video and explanation totally redundant. So some things I think should just be done. And the concept of mistake, what is a mistake? I mean, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying myself, you know. I think that's the essence of what motorcycling should be about. I'm learning these things, picking them up. I know a million people who are absolutely incredible riders who, I mean, haven't, they never went to a course, never learned anything from, you know, any sort of teacher. They learned everything themselves. I'm not saying you should be crazy and just ignore everybody. Don't interpret my words in that way. What I'm saying is that you should be reasonable, careful, you know, objective, but enjoy yourself the way you want without taking any unnecessary risks. So I did some off-road riding here. I mean, you could say it's an unnecessary risk, but you could also say everything is an unnecessary risk. Getting up from your couch to go to the kitchen might be interpreted as an unnecessary risk in some sort of logic, because you might slip on something, hit your hand on the kitchen sink and die. You know, I mean, we gotta live. We gotta go out there and live and have fun. Otherwise, you know, what's the point? And coming back to the concept of mistake, I mean, so how do all of these people that learn to ride before the advent of the internet, you know, or advanced courses or whatever, how they learn to ride so well? I mean, was their whole thing a mistake? I mean, and also many of my greatest memories ever and most cherished, you know, moments and things that I really love to look back on, many of these things started out as mistakes, or were a mistake, you know, as a whole. But that's a life. I mean, we're humans. We're supposed to make mistakes. You gotta make mistakes in order to grow and, you know, to learn and to see new things. And, you know, mistakes are okay. So yeah, go out there, have fun, live a little. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Also, thanks a lot everybody for all the positive feedback on the previous video. The majority of comments were extremely positive, really supportive. I mean, big thank you for that. I really loved going through all those comments and seeing so many people being in the same boat, you know, and having the same doubts as me and having the same concerns. And, you know, it really felt like I was sharing all of this, you know, with a lot of people who have also very similar, you know, viewpoints of the world, and I love to basically enjoy their time. Yeah, I'm gonna end here, gonna eat my sausages, I'm gonna ride a bit more, have some fun. You should too. Thanks a lot for watching. D4A out.